So as we close our conversation today, I want to get your sense of the future, the immediate future, given the fiscal realities of today. But more importantly, in your mind, do you think we can reverse the current budgetary uncertainty that seems to mark today's operation of the government?
Well, I think the two are related. If we actually were able to develop a multi-year plan for dealing with the fiscal cliff and reducing the budget deficit, and that plan established a path for discretionary spending, then I think there would be fewer things to disagree about going forward, and that might itself make it easier to reach agreement on the budget and make the process more timely. Now, then the question is, the sort of, I don't know whether it's a $2 trillion question or a $4 trillion question. It depends on the day. But is the Congress, or are the Congress and the President going to be able to reach some kind of an agreement? I've spent a long time, I'd say at least 10 years, being pessimistic about the federal budget process. I'm not that pessimistic right now. Since the election, I have heard a number of people say, well, we have the status quo. President Obama is still president. The Senate is still controlled by the Democrats. The House is still controlled by the Republicans. Nothing is going to change. I don't think that's actually true. I think there are a number of reasons to be a little bit more hopeful about that. First, I think it's significant that the president doesn't have to run for re-election. The president does not have to think about how whatever actions he takes are going to be sort of perceived by people who might be voting for him or not voting for him 4 years from now. Second, I don't think it's in anyone's interest to really go off the cliff. Now, there is a question of what it means to really go off the cliff. I think that it's not necessarily true that if we don't reach an agreement by January 1st, that means that all of these things are necessarily going to have a big effect. I mean, where people are going to see this most immediately is that the IRS will have to adjust the withholding tables. People will see more taken out of their paychecks. Now, that could be undone later on. That is, we take money from people, we could give it back to them. I think the kind of most likely scenario, in my view, is that we figure out a way to keep ourselves from going off the cliff in the short run and kind of set ourselves up for something that happens in 2013. That is a sort of larger debate on the budget. And the reason I think it's more likely to happen in 2013 is because I think that enough members of Congress will figure out that they don't want to be running for election or re-election in 2014 with this big issue still hanging over their head, that it will be in their interest to do something in 2013. The reason they're not going to wait till 2014 is because at least if you do something in 2013, you give it some chance to begin to take effect, and also you give people a chance to sort of forget some of the pain that may have been inflicted on them in the process of reaching this agreement. Because there's no way that we're ultimately going to reach this agreement without taking something away from someone that they have now. I mean, there's either we're going to have to spend less money and we're going to have to tax people more. The question is, where are we going to spend less, and who are we going to tax, and how much? I see something happening. If you ask me the next question, which is exactly how do I see it happening, I have no idea. I just think that it seems to me that the stars are sort of aligned in a way that they haven't been in a long time.
Well, Professor Phil Joyce, I want to thank you for joining us today.